Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher. This is my YouTube channel, Garrett's Movie Take. I've got two more of these uh, YouTube channels. There's Garrett's Take. I've been talking about doing one for a while. I haven't done a Garrett's Take for weeks. And I've been talking about kind of airing out and just cleansing my soul on a particular topic. And today's the day. I'm going to do it, I promise. In the Garrett Sports Take, I'm going to do my football wrap-up. It's not Super Bowl time yet, but it's the playoffs coming up next week. I was going to talk about that particular round, the wild card round of playoff games, and then also who my picks are for the Super Bowl. I talked about that first part of the season, but plus talk about some other things like that. So please check that out. By the way, I'm a self-published author. I've got 5 novels out there. The 5th being part 1 of a sci-fi series called The Takeover. I've also done an audiobook with that, which I'm presenting in part on my weekly podcast found on Soundcloud and Spotify. So please check those things out. And you can go on my website, GaretChristopher.com, to find out about all these things. Most of them, anyway. But yeah, it's on there. So Spotify, SoundCloud, check out the podcast. I think you'll like it sometimes because I do the voices on my audiobooks. I do my own audiobooks, and I think I do a pretty good job at it. Of course, I probably have an elevated image, self-image, But any case, yeah, so sometimes when I'm in the studio, which is just here in this room, and I do the podcast, I pretend to be those voices, and they're the ones in the studio. It's kind of fun. Have a good time with it. So please check it out. Yeah, so today, I haven't seen any new movies recently. If you have not checked out my reviews on Spider-Man, No Way Home, and The Matrix Resurrections, please check those out. But I thought I'd pull from my library, and I'm going to go a little bit on the dark side. I'm going to talk about a little more deeper things here. And Adam Sandler. So, for the most part, like we all know Adam Sandler as being this goofy guy, and we know about Big Daddy, and we know about I almost said Forrest Gump. He wasn't Forrest Gump. Happy Gilmore, and all this kind of thing. And of course, Saturday Night Live. If you're younger, like real young, like 20s and less, maybe you didn't know that at one time Adam Sandler was on Saturday Night Live. You'll want to do that. Really, really ingenious and just goofy. He wasn't even like a main character, truthfully. He had a lot of bit parts. He did do some cameos on the weekly update when he would do a couple of songs and that kind of a thing. But yeah, the Hanukkah and that kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, so really, really cool guy and extremely rich. Adam Sandler is extremely rich. But he's done some movies on kind of the darker side, a little more emotional. Spanglish is one of those movies. It's pretty good, right? More serious. And yet he always adds in his own kind of sense of humor, right? His own character, kind of aloof, kind of goofy, and that kind of a thing. So the one movie that I want to kind of like present to you, and if you've not seen it before, watch it, please. But it is a little on the darker side. It's a little more, yeah, you're dealing with like health issues, right? In this case, a mental illness. There's been major losses in his life. And so I'm talking about this one, Reign Over Me, okay? So Reign Over Me with Adam Sandler and Don Cheadle. They do a good job, kind of coming off. And like I said, even though it's a serious drama type movie, it's got a slant as far as the humorous, right? Just enough to keep it entirely depressing. By the way, I like depressing movies. I don't know why. Like 7 Pounds. I like 7 Pounds. I liked The Pursuit of Happiness a lot. And very depressing films. But I'm kind of a depressing guy. We've talked about that, the glass half empty type of stuff. So I think I'm drawn toward that a little bit. I think I glean and pull from it just to give my existence more meaning. Any case, so in Reign Over Me, let me give you, without any spoilers, what happens here. So Don Cheadle is married to Jada Pinkett Smith fame. And they have a couple of daughters, and Don Cheadle is a dentist. And is a dentist? Orthodontist. He's something like that. He does stuff with teeth. In any case, so yeah, so one day he's, I think they're in a Manhattan, New York area, and so one day he's there in traffic waiting, and he sees this guy ride back on, what do they call those scooters? It's like a skateboard, but you've got the little handles, and it's a little motorized scooter. And he recognized the guy. Well, they were roommates in college, and actually Adam Sandler's character was a dentist as well. And then Don Cheadle's character heard something happened, right? Okay, I'll just tell you what happened. It's not a spoiler, but this is a major part of the movie. What happens is that Adam's character lost his family. He had a wife, he had daughters, and he lost the family. There was a plane accident. And so because of that, now he's just kind of off the grid, right? Could you blame him? Not at all. In any case, so the movie's about them kind of like coming back into contact, and Adam's not all there. He's definitely escaped from reality. And again, who can blame him? Yeah, and so it's a very kind of like a dramatic slash dark slash emotional and slash comedic way of how these two kind of come together, and how Don wants to help him and Adam doesn't want any help, and there's other people involved like his in-laws who have been trying to communicate with him and all this kind of stuff, and they actually end up going to court because the in-laws want to institutionalize Adam, and of course Adam doesn't want that, and Don Cheadle doesn't feel that that would be in his best interest, right, and that kind of a thing. So I liked it a lot. It's not a feel-good movie, I'll tell you that right now. But I don't know, again, if you got a couple hours, please sit down and watch it. I like when Adam does that stuff, you know, and I like a lot of his, his comedies too. Although the last, Grown Ups was pretty good. Number two, not so good. Big Daddy was funny. But there's been some movies over the last 10, 15 years. It ain't so good. But this one's pretty good. And this is older too. This is like 10 years old or something like that. But check it out. By the way, the other movie I have sitting here is called Funny People. I'm sorry if you hear that noise in the background. I've got rats. There are rats where I live, and I think they're called construction rats. I didn't know. I knew of construction ants. I didn't know of construction rats. Well, construction rats, just like construction ants, literally build things. Well, rats are bigger than ants, so when they build, it makes more noise. So for Christmas, I went and bought them a little. I went and bought them a little toolkit, and yeah, they've been out there hammering, and yeah, they're drilling right now and getting stuff done. And I don't know. I've asked them to build me a little shelf in the garage, mostly to kind of lure them into the garage to get out of the home. So far, all the work they're doing is in the kitchen area. They're drawn to the kitchen for some reason. I don't know why that is. Sorry, I'm a little goofy. It's the holidays. Not anymore. It's over now. In any case, so Funny People is also kind of like in the same vein as Reign Over Me. Very serious, dramatic. Again, in this movie, Adam Sandler finds out that he has an illness, and he's going to die actually soon. And so somehow he comes into contact with Seth Rogen, who is a struggling comedic wannabe who also works. Oh, it went off. Who also works at like a deli, and yeah, Adam kind of takes him in and become co-workers and yet friends and that kind of a thing. And so that one, okay, Reign Over Me, PG-13, right? Funny People, rated R plus. Do not watch Funny People with little ones around, please, unless you want your little ones. If your little ones listen to hardcore rap, then yeah, go ahead. It's fine. But if you don't want your little ones to hear a lot of expletives and jokes about coitus and genitalia, very direct jokes about coitus and genitalia, and perverted coitus, then you don't want them to be around when you're watching Funny People. But it's funny. And there are actually a lot of cameos of a lot of people in this movie. The main characters are Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, of course. Jonah Hill is in it. He's good. He's actually a roommate with Seth Rogen. And Eric Bana is in it. I don't know if Eric is Australian or not, but he plays an Australian in this movie, and he does a heck of a job. If he is Australian, then he doesn't. He just plays a normal character. But it's funny. I mean, trust me, there are probably, 40 cameos of different people, like Ray Romano's in it. Yeah, a lot of different, characters in there. So for that reason alone, there are a lot of funny scenes, a lot of funny one-liners and a lot of great cameos. So for that one, maybe turn the volume down a little bit and just know that, you're going to be listening to some cuss words. So whatever you do when you listen to a lot of cuss words, do that and watch the movie. But it's pretty cool, actually. So kind of like in the same vein. But like I said, this one's a lot more aggressive, funny people. But Reign Over Me, I like it. I think it, again, outside the box a little bit. And I like it when particular actors play in a film that's got a good storyline to it and they're not afraid to kind of touch on things like death, mental illness, what would you do in this case type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not to be too much on the Garet's take side of things here where I talk about more serious things, but man, if I were to lose my kids, I'm not sure. If you've lost a child, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But anyway, yeah, good movie. Check it out. Funny people, like I told you. I warned you on that one. All right, cool. By the way, was anyone kind of bummed after Iron Man that Don Cheadle took over as Rhodey? I was bummed by it. If you remember, in the first Iron Man, Terrence Howard was Tony Stark's main guy. And then I hear, I'm not, in the circle, but I hear that there was some contractual disagreements, blah, 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 and like that thing. So Terrence took a hike. And then Don, I guess they approached him and he stepped in, whatever the case may be. But I wonder, I kind of like Terrence Howard. Not that I don't like Don Cheadle. I like Don Cheadle too. But for that character, I would have liked Terrence Howard more. I'm still bothered by that. And that's been, 15 years since that happened? I hold on to things a lot. Yeah, I allow things to linger quite a bit. In any case, I think that's it. Yeah, so please visit my website and check out Reign Over Me. It's a really good film. It really is. Like I said, it's a serious, topic. First of all, serious movie, and but it's, I think, funny enough to be enjoyable, and it is enjoyable, and it's made my list of top movies. So for that reason alone, you should watch it. Right? Cool. You take care of yourself. Don't forget, another Garet's Take coming up. I'm gonna bare my soul and give my football wrap up. So you'll see that within the next day or two. All right. Take care. Please visit GaretChristopher.com. All right. GoPro, stop recording.